Shout out to everybody out there. I am, of course, what you need. You're watching my channel, and this is a very, very short stream. It's a very, very short stream. I want to know who is this officer here in this picture who drew the gun on Terence Crawford. I want to know his name. I want to know his ID. I want to know his badge number. Okay. I also want to know the officers who are affiliated with him who ended up handcuffing Terence Crawford. I also want to know the officers affiliated with him that arrested or put people out of their cars in that entourage as Terence Crawford was coming up the road. I also want an investigation into the allegations that Terence Crawford was having reckless driving. I want to know all of those things. And I want you guys, when you find that information out, I want you to broadcast it all over social media. See, this is not just an Omaha, Nebraska thing for that small-minded, petty little officer that drew his gun on Terence Crawford that could have cost Terence Crawford his life. See, this is a global situation right now. You got to understand this is something that went all over the world. And so those officers just made themselves targets. That's right. And see, it's not just you, petty little white ass officer, that can send a message to somebody because your feelings get hurt that a black man could beat somebody that looked like you, even though he ain't you. He's a Mexican. You got a problem with that. You got a problem that black people celebrating. Well, you got a bigger problem now because a bullseye is right on your back. And unfortunately for you, in life, we have criminal elements and we also have people who are law-abiding citizens. And I'm giving a note to the criminal elements out there that you need to send a message to these police officers not to fuck with Terence Crawford. When you see him, you turn your face, you walk the other way. So Mr. Officer, who was so bold as to be such an ass, as to get into your feelings, your racist ass feelings, and point a gun at Terence Crawford, the greatest boxer of this era, you have the audacity to do that? Well, guess what? Mr. Nobody, who just became somebody. You and the Omaha City Police have been put on notice. If you want to preserve the lives of your own Omaha City Police, and I'm sending this message, and no, it's not a threat. It's a global thing. And there are global people all over the world. And not everybody's nice like me. Not everybody will take it and say, oh, I need to know my place. Terence Crawford don't need to know his place. He walking in the light. He walking in the truth. And you got it a little twisted, little Omaha City Police officer. You should have killed him, like I said before. Because guess what? Everybody looking at you now. Everybody got trained their bullseye on your ass. There will be serious repercussions for this, my friend. This is not something that just happened in Omaha, Nebraska. No, this is a global event that just happened. You just globalized your notoriety. You just painted the Omaha City Police in a very, 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 very bad light. That's what you did. You showed that you're fucking racist. I couldn't give a damn what Terence Crawford was doing. No, he did not deserve a gun pointed in his face and threatening his life. And no, we're not standing for that shit. You see, you can do that maybe to somebody who nobody knows. But this is a celebrity. This is somebody everybody knows. And you have the audacity, because Donald Trump is in office, to point a gun at the greatest boxer of our era, the pound for pound champion, the cash cow of boxing? You're out of your fucking mind. No, you're not going to get away with that shit. I want the ID number. Somebody find it for me on social media. I want the fucking badge number of that motherfucker. I want to know where he lives. And I want you guys to broadcast it all over social media and all the other officers accompanying him. You see, you're the nobodies in the background. They say Omaha City Police to protect your ass. No, you're not going to be protected. Not out here. Not after what you did. That was attempted murder. That was attempted murder. You're no different than a robber. You're no different than a mobster, than a gangster. You are no different. And you are supposed to be different. You are there to protect and to serve. That's what you're there for. So I just want to just make this short little stream, being all nice and good. And I want your ass all over social media. Everybody, make sure and find out the name, the badge number of that motherfucking officer, because I'm guaranteeing you, he ain't gonna never do that again, or none of them in Omaha City Department will ever do that again if they put him on blast and let the elements and nature handle their fucking ass. Disrespectful. Disrespectful. I couldn't give a damn that Terence Crawford is black. You gonna look at the greatest boxer of our era and put a gun to his head? You out of your fucking mind. And then over what? A traffic citation? You out of your fucking mind. You out of your fucking mind. I want the badge number. I want the ID. See, there's more than one way to send a message, motherfucker. I want the badge number. I want the ID of that bold-faced, racist-ass motherfucker that I'm watching in that picture. I want you to find him. I want to find where he lives. And we'll see. We'll see what message he can take. See, in life, everything goes two ways. It's called karma. There's a yin and a yang. Your little nobody ass decided to look at the greatest boxer of all time and point a gun at him. Not all time, sorry, of this era. Maybe possibly of all time. We don't know. He ain't finished. His career isn't over. You never know what he can do. And you're going to point a gun in his face? You have no respect for a decent human being? Maybe he did a traffic violation. Maybe he was driving crazy. That is no reason to pull your gun and point it at the man's head. No reason at all. None. And so, officer, whoever you are, we're going to find out who you are. We're going to find you. And we got a message for you. You never, that's Omaha or anybody else, any police officer I see point a gun at this man's head, ever, any officer, I hear anything about this man being harmed, and we will come looking for you. I said we. That's right, I said we. You can quote me on that. We're going to come looking for you at your home with your family. And we'll send you a message that you will never forget. Because too long, these so-called officers of the law have been allowed to have free reign and say, oh, that's a mistake and that's a mistake. We will not sue you in the court of the law. In boxing, we go visit you. You have some beef with me, we come visit you. We will come and we will visit you. And no, you can't run and hide. We will find out wherever you are on this planet. We will find you. As we are finding those Israeli soldiers that have been massacring the Palestinians. The only difference is the criminal elements in the underworld haven't gotten riled up enough to handle these motherfuckers. To handle them. Just handle them. Just handle them. One less human being on the planet. Okay? We haven't gotten to that point yet, where people start disappearing and their bodies get found. I don't think you understand what I'm saying to you. I don't think you understand the ramifications if the people decide this system isn't working for us. We're going to do something else. We're going to dispose of this system and do something else. I don't think you understand the power we have as people. I don't think you understand. You should fear us. You work for us. And you're not even needed. You're not even needed. The police service is just another form of slavery. We know that. We don't need you. So you're walking on real thin ice right now, Mr. Officer who has no name at present. You're walking on such thin ice. And you will learn never to ever, don't even cross paths. When you see Terence Crawford, you go the other way. When you see that face, look at that face good. Look at him good. Because in the day or in the night, it could be pitch black in the night. Once you feel his aura, you walk the other way. Because if I ever hear any one of you motherfuckers touch this man, Abraham Traore, if you ever touch Abraham Traore, I'm just letting the countries of the world know, if you ever touch Abraham Traore, or any of those leaders in the Sahel. I promise you, you will see the power of the black community. You will see the power of Africanism. You have not felt our power yet because we're divided. But we will unite on certain issues. And on this issue with Terence Bud Crawford, the entire boxing world is united on what you have just done to him. And I'm going to send you a nice message right now. Every single person that participated in the action that night is going to be found. We're going to find out who you are. We're going to put you on blast. And we're going to let the natural process develop its way through. The day of Omaha, Nebraska, racially and racistly attacking black people, and we get a sniff of it, we're going to put you all on blast. And wherever the chips fall, they fall. Okay? Because I'm tired of seeing this bullshit play out. All right? You don't get to abuse your power as a police officer. You there to serve the person you stop it on the road. You got to be polite. You got to make sure you don't use that weapon unnecessarily. All them little trigger-happy little white boys. I'll tell you where you can go. Go fight wars. Go into a war zone. That's where you need to be. And if you couldn't make it as a soldier, well, you better understand you're dealing with civilians with rights. This man was stopped, and he was treated as if he was a criminal. Held at gunpoint, put in handcuffs. No officer of the law can put anyone in handcuffs unless there is a reasonable charge. And no way should somebody be put in handcuffs if allegedly the officer says, at gunpoint, sorry, if allegedly the officer says, I'm stopping you for speeding or reckless driving, whatever the hell you trump up on this man. So the day of this nonsense happening is drawing to a close. I want to know the officer's number, his badge number. I want to know his ID that pulled that gun. We have video footage of him pulling a gun on Terence Crawford and pointing it down at his head. And that officer, that trigger-happy officer, you're going to learn a lesson. We're going to teach you a lesson. Globally, we're going to teach you a lesson. I'm not letting up on this story. I'm not letting up on this story. Too many of these fucking officers are getting away with murder. And it's always black people they're murdering. Their murder rate with black people is higher than any murder rate for anybody. And they're murdering them. They're not killing them. They're not doing this in error. They are murdering these black people. Y'all have some serious training to do with these officers. These officers do not know what the fuck. I don't know who's training them. I believe you guys have the Israelis training you. They're the wrong people to train these officers. And if this is the way you want to go, then this is the way it will be. There will be a pushback for this. You're going to have something that's fundamentally wrong with Omaha police if this is the way this officer is able to conduct affairs out there. I couldn't care less who he is, what he does, but I do want to know not who he is, but what he does. I want to know his name, his ID, his badge number. And I also want to know where he lives. I want all the details now. Give me everything. All right? You made a big mistake, motherfucker. You should have followed through so we could have known, so we could have hang your ass or electrocute you. Because I think the death penalty is still in effect in Omaha, Nebraska. Because that'd been a better way to go out. But now you made it. Man, you fucked up. Royally fucked up. And we're coming for you. Guarantee you that. I'm not going to let you do what you did to Terence Crawford I'm not going to put you on blast. I want to know his name. I want to know his badge number. I want to know his ID. I want to know all the other officers that were associated with him in that traffic stop for whatever reason. And it better not be that charge of reckless driving wasn't it better not be that the charge for reckless driving. It better be true. Because if it ain't true and you trumped up that charge to stop him, oh motherfucker, you in for some serious blowback. Serious blowback. Serious blowback. Okay? Somebody gonna pay you a visit. That's for sure. Someone's gonna pay you a visit. And when they do, you're gonna understand why you just don't. When you see Terence Crawford, when you see that guy in Omaha, Nebraska, I don't care how you feel about him. When you see him, understand that you're gonna have to walk the other way. Don't take no job where he's on it. I don't want to see you anywhere near that man, in his vicinity. You're on camera, bruh. You're on camera. Also, understand your associates. I don't want to see you near him. I don't want to see your associates near him. I don't want to see your associates. And if they ever are near him, anywhere in the vicinity, we see that, we coming to finish that message that we promised you. That message that we promised you. We're going to give you a promise. And after that message is sent, you bet your ass. You bet your ass. We're going to follow up on it. Because you threatened that man's life. You gave him the ultimate threat. You threatened his life with a gun. And believe you me, the man ain't done nothing to be threatened with a gun. You behave like a robber. You would behave like a gangster. So if you so gangster, you should be able to handle gangsters. You should be able to handle the mob. You should be able to handle blowback. Right? You just made yourself a target. And since you was willing to pull a gun on an innocent civilian, then we don't have to think twice about pulling the criminals don't have to think twice. Not we, but the criminals don't have to think twice about pulling a gun on you. Right? So you better beef up your security because they're coming for you. At your home, at your workplace, wherever you're lineman, they're coming for you. They're coming for you, and you ain't gonna know who. You might think it's black people coming for you, and you might be surprised it's a white person come for you. It's a stick-up. Because you think you expecting black people, yeah. It might be a white person coming for you. And they may send you a message. And you better listen. You better listen. Okay? Because your crazy ass guys can mess up a lot of things. You little crazy ass white boys. I seen y'all. Y'all go crazy. Y'all want to shoot at presidents and you want to shoot at this guy and you want to shoot at that guy. When you should really be shooting at the criminals and the politicians who be bankrupting everybody and selling out the country. That's who you really should be shooting at. Your gun should be trained at Terence Crawford. Your gun should be trained at the people who are bankrolling and robbing us all. An honest man trying to better his community. An honest man who's been a good example to the black community trying to unite it. The last thing he needs is a gun in his face. And you threatening him like a foolish, stupid gangster who don't understand the repercussions for that. The community that he's associated with, the people that are around him, good and bad. And they not all black. Some are Mexican, some are white. And they run up high circles and they are in big spears. All they got to do is send somebody to knock on your door and send you a message. You a stupid ass, dumb ass white boy. If you feel you had power and reign to do that, to point a gun at a man's head, a man who has done more for the sport of boxing that you will ever do in anything in your fucking life, your miserable, pitiful little fucking life. So we can't let that just slide. You can't just be going out here terrorizing people and threatening men's lives. Probably that's Terence Crawford's life. Terence Crawford ain't just anybody. He's not just anybody to us. And it's not the black community I'm talking about. I'm talking about the boxing sphere. And he's not going to just take it lying down and do nothing. Well, he may be, because it's a Christian thing to do, but not for us. We're not going to take that. Okay? If you know anything about boxing, there's a lot of underworld people that work in the sport of boxing. A lot of underworld people. So I don't know if you understand what you just started, but brother, you better run. Because how it's going to finish, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty. And Terence doesn't even have to know about it. Because he's a Christian guy. Well, I'm not going to let this fly. I want the name. I want the badge number. I want the address of this guy. I want to know his whereabouts in real time. Where is he? What's he doing? And not just him, the crew that was with him that started these arrests. Okay? I never want to hear this man, Terence Crawford, in handcuffs. Ever again. This man did nothing to be in handcuffs. Nothing. This man does not drink. This man does not smoke. This man is a clean dude. He's always in his present mind. And one stupid ass motherfucker, as the white people would say. This dumbass motherfucker. White people would call him a dumbass motherfucker. This dumbass motherfucker almost took his life. So this man who survived getting shot in the head, this man who survived all the odds when the boxing world was against him and became the cash cow, the face of boxing, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. This man who spent 30 years of his life pursuing that instead of going to crime and all kinds of destructive things. This man is the American dream. This man is the American story. Christian brother. Okay? You a stupid ass motherfucker. That's what the white people call your ass. This stupid motherfucker was about to take his life. You know, it's always these stupid motherfuckers that come out here and take people's lives. They always destroy what took years and years and years and years to build because of their petty evil and their jealousy and their stupidity. Not for one day this motherfucker who's standing there with a gun over Terence Crawford, not for one day this motherfucker could do even 1/100th of what this Terence Crawford did in his career. But he's willing, he's itching to take all of that away because of his petty, stupid, racist jealousy for Terence Bud Crawford. Ooh, I love my white people. I love my black people. But this dumbass motherfucker, I gotta be honest with you. And I'm a Christian, but I have no love for him right now. None. Zero. He's a killer. That's attempted murder. So I want the ID. I want the badge number. I want to know where this man lives. I want to know where he go. And I want to know if he ever comes in even the smallest vicinity of Terence Crawford. I want to know. And all the other officers that was with him, who we didn't see on camera. And this is not somebody speaking from Omaha, Nebraska. This is somebody speaking from the world. Bear that in mind. Which means the clapback may not come from Nebraska. The clapback may not come from in America. The clapback may come from some country this guy goes to vacation in. Because the target is on your back, motherfucker. You just made your life a hell of a lot more difficult than it was before. Pulling a gun on the goat. On the goat. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're a nobody. You did nothing for us to feel like you deserve to pull a gun on Terence Crawford. Who the fuck you think you are? Who you think you are? Huh? Snuff your ass out and nobody would care except for your immediate vicinity. You dumb motherfucker. Oh, my white brothers and sisters, they would say that. You, the silly, dumb, trigger-happy motherfucker. That's what they call you. They think you're stupid. You think you got all this power, motherfucker. You stupid. You a dumbass motherfucker. You done get yourself in trouble. They're going to have to hide your ass in Omaha, Nebraska. Because people from all over the world going to be looking for you. They want answers. They're going to want answers, motherfucker. We're talking about the people in the boxing world. They're going to come looking for you. We're talking about the underworld people. They're going to come looking for you. We're talking about the people who they have bets on this guy, and we don't know if he's going to continue fighting. You almost fucked up their betting line. They're going to come looking for you. Omaha, Nebraska is going to be flooded with a lot of people looking for you. They're going to be looking for you. Not just you, but your little friends that were with you when you did that arrest. Okay? You want to know this. And I want the ID. I want the badge number. We're not going to, this is not going away anytime soon. I need the ID. I need the badge number of that motherfucker. That dumbass motherfucker that pointed a gun at Terence Crawford's head. The man done already got shot in his head once and survived it. You was looking to shoot him again because twice, maybe you succeed. And you trigger happy motherfucker, you just wanted a reason to shoot him in the head, didn't you? You dumbass motherfucker. I promise you, this is not over. Not by a long shot. No, we're not letting this go. No. No, we're not letting this go. When you're doing your shit, you better do it on the D-Lo. You better do it with just average, everyday Joe. You can pull that shit off with a nobody like yourself. We ain't gonna let this slide. See, all the times, usually when they do this, they trump up charge on somebody. You know, like Tank get arrested, Adrian Broner get arrested. We seen that. Floyd got put in prison. You know, they trump up shit. It's partially true, it's partially false. But see, nobody reprimands the officers. Floyd got reprimanded for supposedly beating up his girlfriend. So he ended up in jail. And said, that's unbecoming of a boxer and blah, blah, blah. And they lectured his ass. But what about officers that be shooting people point blank range? What about them? Blue Blood Sport Stevie, two of his family, his grandfather and his uncle, shot at point blank range. Police supposedly pursuing somebody or whatever the fuck he was doing. So you can't tell the difference between one man from another man? Oh, no. That's unbecoming of an officer. And don't tell me my bad. No, there's no my bad after that. You took a life. That's murder or manslaughter. You deserve to be in prison with the prisoners because you playing gangster. You decide who lives and who dies. Use judge, jury, and executor. An executioner. Okay? And we ain't gonna have that out here. We ain't got no, I'm a king. You not a king, I'm a king. And you ain't done shit. You ain't done jack shit with your life. You probably caused more damage. You probably caused more deaths. You ain't done jack shit with your life. With your racist little white ass. Dumbass motherfucker. And y'all will look at me and say, oh, that's what the white people called him. They called this officer a dumbass, trigger happy motherfucker. That's what they would call him. I'm not lying. They would call him a dumbass motherfucker. Because you're fucking up so much stuff by doing that. You think you're sending some kind of message. Oh, stay in your line, stay in your place, boy. No, motherfucker, you's nobody. I don't think you understand. You carry a badge, but you are a Mr. Nobody knows you. They will know you now for the wrong reasons, but nobody knows you. And you was counting on the police department covering up your name so you could behave like a gangster, you coward little fucking stupid ass motherfucker. Well, guess what? You want to be famous? You're going to be famous. And then you're going to be targeted to everybody out there. Everywhere you go, no matter how long you live, for all the rest of your life, somebody going to be watching you. And you don't know when, you don't know how. That's why I don't pity certain people just get killed all of a sudden. They went on a vacation and they dead. I don't pity them no more. Something they do in their past that caught up to them. Something that they did in their past that caught up to them. You don't go pointing guns at people's heads. That's nothing to take lightly, especially somebody who you allegedly say is breaking some rule, say driving recklessly or whatever the hell you talking about. Okay? See those little traffic stops that you guys do where you murder a whole set of black people? That shit gonna have to stop. That shit gonna have to stop. I've seen it with my black brethren too many times all over the world, including my country. That shit gonna have to stop. Y'all trigger happy, gun happy guys who like to, po-po, you like the cowboys and Indians shit. Well, guess what? One, the Indians was right, the cowboys was wrong. And two, you try and pull that shit out here again. Try and pull that shit out there. There's a blowback for it. You're gonna learn to keep yourself in line. You're going to learn discipline. You're going to learn restraint. Because there's a blowback for that shit. You got a bulletproof vest. You protected to the 9 on there, and you pulling a gun on an unarmed man? Motherfucker, you looking for your shit. And none of you motherfuckers know how to use angles. I could tell that. The officer that was coming for Terence Crawford to speak with him should have been to the side and to the back of him. So he could see in the back of the vehicle and in the front. And another officer should have been on the other side looking at everybody and scanning the scene. No officer should have pulled a weapon because no weapon was drawn. If anybody reached for a gun, that was totally different. Or they seemed to be reaching for something. And there's a way to neutralize people, if you know anything about martial arts, before they do anything. You don't have to use lethal force to do that. Officers are trained in combat. So they know how to restrain a person without using lethal force. But the first thing they go for is lethal force. Like I said before, these officers are not properly trained. They are trained to use lethal force on a whim. But this dumbass motherfucker, and I'm telling you, white people right now, all over the world, be slapping their head saying, that dumbass motherfucker misrepresenting our race. I know how white people think. Trust me, I know. Our parents mean everything to them. Okay? And they looking at this dumbass white boy and they saying, this dumbass motherfucker. That's what they call him. They literally be calling this dude. Trust me. It ain't just black people that pissed off about this. There's a lot of white people out there right now who they just wish this officer could be taught a lesson. They don't like people misrepresenting their race. I'm being called racist. All white people are not racist. The majority of white people are not racist. They benefit off of racism, don't get me wrong. They do. Some of them feel guilty for it, some of them don't. Remember, they live in a different reality. But when they see this, when this happens, and reality kicks in, oh, this is what's going on in Omaha, Nebraska? Is this really the norm? That's what they asking themselves. Because this, like me, this is a reality now that we all know about in Omaha, Nebraska. This is how black people are treated in white areas, or if you're going through, just metropolitan areas, they get stopped a lot. That's the same shit that's going on in Gaza in a more extreme way. Checkpoints, we call them. You have to pass through a checkpoint. And they feel you You gain in confidence and you have more confidence in yourself. They want to check that. They call it being humble. The slave drivers, they try to humble the slaves. They seem too empowered. That's the same shit going on here. But the difference is this, my white people. So you can understand the black perspective a little bit. Because slavery was worldwide. It wasn't just America. And the people who were under slavery and indentureship were colored people. So this is something you can't connect with. But when you do your homework and research and you find out how many rebellions were actually successful on these plantations and so on, there's a reason why the sugarcane industry, the cotton industry came to an end, because there were a lot of losses that were involved in these industries. The human labor that they were using to carry out these industries was costly. Slaves did all kinds of shit. They didn't just take it up the head just like that. They didn't, even though, the plantation owners found a system that worked where they could pit slaves against each other. And black people to this day, we pitted against each other. We turn against each other a lot. We're not very united. This is why other races are able to look at us and make fun of us. And we're the major consumers of anything. And we're the major contributions of everything. Anything that you see in front of you, most likely a black person's associated with it, whether it's glass blowing, whatever it is. Even our modern science is based off of Egyptian science and Middle Eastern science. Anything anything in your education system comes off of those systems. Alexandria and Egypt, all right? All the holy books and everything comes off of Africa. By the way, the Middle East was also part of Africa. And Africa is, of course, a European name, but nonetheless, whatever. Okay? So I'm saying this right now as somebody who understands the power of the black people. That the original people of the world were black. The original people of the world were from Africa. The people with fully functioning DNA are black people. That's why black people can withstand the sun. That's why black people are sometimes, most of the times, the rise to the top of athletics. And that's why they had to have segregation laws. So black people had their own competition, white people. The original people of the earth were black. Their hair wasn't exactly like the hair that we see today. It was a little bit more curly. But the point is, Terence Crawford reminds us of that race of people. All races of the earth come from black people. Black people are the color of the soil. This is just a fact. We were molded out of the earth. That's what the word Adam means. It means of the earth. The earth wasn't white. You don't get nutritious soil that's white, right? Loamy soil is black. That is why the original people were black. All right? This race thing. Racism is a modern thing. Okay? So, when this little white boy here decides to pull a gun on, ancestrally speaking, his father, ancestrally speaking, he came off of the race that Terence Crawford is. So y'all want to talk race? Let's talk it. Terence Crawford is a descendant, maybe not a pure descendant, but he's a descendant from the original peoples. All right? White guy who pulled the gun so quickly is not a descendant of he is a descendant of the original peoples, but he's much more diluted descendant of the original peoples. And it's because of migration patterns. Okay? So, I say all of this to say to you all that officer there has gotten himself in a lot of trouble. I think he knew that when he decided to make that decision. I thought it must be a calculated decision, which means he must have security. I'm pretty sure behind the scenes, right after, Crawford got people wanted to find out who the ID is, who the person is, their badge number, etc. And I'm sure an investigation by the police is going into this, but also I would not be surprised if there's an investigation by the underworld going into this right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if some people come knocking on that officer's door. I mean it figuratively, because obviously they ain't going to come through the front door. They're going to find him otherwise. And they're going to send a message to him personally. And they're going to find all his colleagues, and they're going to send a message to them. Okay? And I have nothing against any race of people. Nothing. I don't hate white people. I don't hate black people. I don't hate anybody. But when somebody feels that they are greater than you, when they have done nothing to show that, and out of jealousy, they want to take your life, or out of jealousy, they want to destroy your career, and they try to send a message, not understanding what their real position is. Because see, this officer not trying to tell Terence Crawford, he's so small-minded. This dumbass, fucking stupid piece of shit. I asked the white people would say, this dumbass motherfucker doesn't realize the bigger picture on what he just started. He doesn't understand the consequences of his action. He thought it all the way through because he's only thinking of Omaha. But, buddy, you've got to think about the world. The world know who Terence Crawford is. The world didn't know who you are and your buddies. So you came out with your little buddies and stuff, and you drew guns. You know, you want to play cowboy and Indian. You want to play pow-pow. You want to get to shooting. Let's get some action. Right? You ready to go, baby. You ready to go. You got a message to send to Terence Crawford from the Omaha City Police. We watching you. Anything you do, say, blah, 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 blah. But see, you didn't understand something, homie. You're not talking to just anybody. This one nigga in 10,000, according to Django. He that one nigga in 10,000. You see? Shout out to Tarantino for Django. The Django. Sorry, my bad. Not Django. The Django. It's pronounced Django. Okay. The D is silent. See, you rolled up on Django. You didn't realize it, but you rolled up on Django. That one nigga in 10,000, man, that you just don't touch. You don't come close to him. You don't try nothing. There be nothing. You try nothing, there be nothing. There's repercussions for this shit. That's why I'm asking for his ID number, his badge number. His ID number, his badge number, his registration number, the registration number of his car, his personal car, his address, his home address. And I want to know everywhere he goes, everything he does, when he goes to work, when he doesn't go to work, when he gets vacation. I want to know. That's how these people think. See, he don't understand who he dealing with. You just started. You don't even understand what you just started. You don't understand it. You think you just, this is just another black guy who needs to know his place. No, homie. No, homie. No. It's an investment for white people. White people invest in this guy. They put their money in this guy. You don't understand. Product. And they have to get the returns on their investments. See, motherfucker, you dealing with a different nigga out here. This nigga is 1 in 10,000. You don't just fuck around with niggas like that. You don't fuck around with niggas like that. Dumbass, stupid ass, motherfucking white boy. You need to know your place. Motherfucker. You're nobody in this world. You don't play with a cash cow, motherfucker. You don't play with cash cows. Michael Jordan, you gonna pull a gun at Michael Jordan? Motherfucker, are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? Motherfucking Michael Jordan is a cash cow. You don't pull a gun on Magic Johnson, motherfucker. You don't do those things. That's one nigga in 10,000. You don't play with those niggas. What part of it is you don't understand what Terence Crawford is? This is the cash cow of boxing, motherfucker. People invest their money in this motherfucker. White people, like you, they're not going to be happy when they hear this news. And they're going to handle it. They're going to handle it. And if the Omaha City Police try to protect you, they're going to come through them. Because they don't give a fuck about Omaha. You were a little town in the middle of America. I don't think you motherfuckers understand. We got politicians invested their money in this dude. They got their money wrapped around this dude, and they're not black. They're white people. They may be racist, but this is an investment. Terence Crawford is their investment. Do you understand the stock exchange? Wall Street is invested in Terence. What the fuck? Do you even understand what you're doing, motherfucker? Small ass motherfucker, little white boy. You are nobody to this motherfucker. You are a nobody. They don't have a problem disposing of your ass tomorrow in a bag in the bottom of the Omaha River, motherfucker. And your family and all your partners who are involved in that event. I don't think you understand what you fucking with. You think you know. I don't care if you're part of the KKK. And by the way, just so you know, members of the KKK, they betray your ass and they would give up information about you so you would die because some of them have invested money in Terence Crawford. Don't you understand what the fuck you dealing with? Money rules. Bitches get stitches. Dumbass motherfucker. I told you white people say dumbass, but they playing chess, you playing checkers. You want to flex your muscles. There's another way to get at Terence Crawford if you wanted to, but you don't even know how to do that. And I ain't going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I'll let your little dumbass go through hell for the rest of your life. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch you suffer the consequences of putting a gun to a cash cow's head. You will never do it again in your life. And none of y'all in Omaha will ever do it. And any cop anywhere in the world will ever do that again after this is done. Because a message is going to be sent to the Omaha Police Department. Y'all there to protect and serve. You're not there to harass, to intimidate any notable celebrity and citizen that the world knows. If they have done something wrong, you deal with that. Anything outside of the realms of that, you in trouble. You fuck with the wrong guy. You fucked with the wrong nigga. I don't usually use the word nigga, but out here I'm going to use it because that's the language they understand. You fucked with the wrong nigga. This one is 1 in 10,000. And a message is going to be sent to not just the Omaha City Police. A message is going to be sent to all policing out there. You do not touch that man. You do not fuck with that man. You don't touch him. You fuck with him. I don't care if he's driving a Nissan. When you see his face in the window, oh, Terence Crawford, can I get your autograph, sir? Oh, forget about the ticket. Go ahead. That's how it's going to be now. This man decides he wants to carry on an ordinary lifestyle. He wants to be amongst the people. He's not going to be a celebrity just flying in jets and have huge security and don't go here and don't go here. He's going to be among the public. And just like how y'all did with Muhammad Ali, and just like how y'all did with guys like people of the people, like what's his name? that they could walk among the people, Oscar De La Hoya, etc., even though Oscar don't do it so much anymore. You're going to do it too with Terence Crawford. He gonna be a guy, once you see him, you know what it is. You can be polite, you can get his autograph, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Okay? But God damn it, if I ever hear one of you dumbass white boys or black guys point a gun at that man's face again, oh, it's gonna be the end of you. It ain't just gonna be the end of your career, because if you could point a gun at somebody in the head, it means you could kill them. Which means we got to get rid of you. You don't deserve to be on planet Earth. Because I don't know how many people you probably killed like that. Executed. Point blank range. Shot them in the head. I've seen officers inside of people's houses shoot them in the head. And y'all always shooting people in the head. You ain't trying to shoot them in the chest, none of that shit. You shoot them in the head. Just like the Israelis snipe the Palestinians in the head. So I'm not having that shit. You shoot somebody in the head, either the law's going to find out and give you the death penalty, you get electrocuted or chemical, whatever, and you leave this earth because you're not being useful. You're not being useful. You're shooting people in the head. Most of them not criminals. Nah, you need to go. Because all you're doing is killing off innocent people. You need to go. You're not to protect and serve. You're not an officer. I don't know what you are. You need to go. Not you need to lose your job. See, y'all too nice with these motherfuckers. If you're willing to point a gun at somebody's head, you better damn well be sure that person about to kill you or shoot you. A gun is not a weapon that you just willy-nilly point at people's heads. Because the oops costs a life. Like they're doing in Palestine right now. All right? And that kind of behavior is inhumane, it's sickening, it's disgusting. You're flexing your muscles, you're trying to show your power. That's all you're doing. You're not serving and you're not protecting. Nobody. And you're the worst kind because you're deliberately doing it. And then you call it a mistake. And too many cops who should be in the gas chamber or wherever the hell they have them to die. I don't know what they do. I think they give them chemical. You die by chemical means or by electrocution, something like that. Y'all, a lot of y'all that wear that badge should be in there. A lot of the cops that wear the badge should be in prison. And so a lot of people in prison should be outside walking free because they ain't done nothing to be in prison like that. They smoke some dope. They smoke some weed. How you smoke something and I make you go in prison? Not even robbery, not even murder, not even theft. No, you smoke something and that make you go in prison. What the fuck is that? That's like saying a man smoked some cigarettes today and he was incarcerated for smoking cigarettes. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's stupid. A man smoked some reefer and the police arrest him for smoking. That make no sense. Okay? Smash the like button. Don't forget to smash. Don't just be watching my shit. Don't be watching my shit and you ain't smashing that like button. Okay? Homie right here. This dude here. I want to know his badge number. I want to know his ID. I want to know where he lives. I want you guys to provide this information for me. I want you to know where he's going. What's his car license plate? His normal, who is his partners that he police with? When is he having vacation? I want to know all of that about this guy. You want to be famous? Like Terence Crawford? You're famous now. You're going to be famous all over the world. We're going to know who you are, what you do. Hey, Omaha can't hide it. I already know. Let me tell you something. I'm saying this now, but that information already available to Terence Crawford, his team, all his people affiliated with him, people who have invested in him, put, thousands of dollars in there. I'm pretty sure the guy who promoted the fight from Saudi Arabia, I'm sure he knows all that information already. I'm sure all that information has been provided to them. And Terence Crawford may pursue with an action suit against the officer, but quite frankly, I don't think that's effective enough. I don't think so. We've seen that over and over again. It doesn't stop the incidents from happening. No, no, no. Something more severe has to happen. To be right honest, you pull a gun on somebody's head, nah. A class action lawsuit and all that stuff, that's cool. No, 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 no. Something a hell of a lot more severe needs to happen so this officer can get a message sent to his ass. His dumb motherfucking ass, as the white people say. This dumb ass motherfucker needs to learn a lesson. Not just him, but the officers that will hit him. They need to learn a lesson about Terence Crawford. They need to learn a lesson about black celebrities. They need to learn a lesson about who to fuck around with and who not to fuck around with. Okay? All right? They are going to be taught a lesson if they haven't been taught already. Because I'm sure in the last 24 hours, it's been hot for those motherfuckers. But it's not hot enough. It's not hot enough. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. See, black people, y'all too nice out here. Y'all too nice. Y'all too nice out here. Y'all behaving like the Omaha City police. You gotta be tight with the Omaha City. No, motherfucker, it don't work like that. It don't work. The police gotta be afraid of you and touching you at all. It don't work like that. I'm sorry, Timothy Bradley. I love you to death, my brother. But no, they ain't checking nobody ass out here, bro. Not this dude. They don't check Terence Crawford ass out here. I'm gonna tell you why. See, his status is a different status now. You see, if they had done that to Bud, when Bud hadn't beaten Canelo, hadn't become the cash cow with boxing, we don't know if he's going to have more fights. If he has more fights, that means the people who invest in him, they're going to make more money. The gambling, the casinos, the whole thing going to be based around Crawford. You got to understand the business side of this shit. Money talks, bullshit walks. Motherfuckers. See, if he wasn't a cash cow, it would be different. Now, I try to argue with you boxing fans. You don't understand. This man's status is totally different to what it was before he faced Canelo. Yeah, pound for pound's bragging rights. This ain't about bragging rights now. This dude's stock has gone sky high. This motherfucker could demand $100 million for his next fight. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't think y'all understand. The money involved in this. The money people could put down on this guy and get returns. Guaranteed returns. Terence Crawford is like stock in the stock exchange. That's what this stupid ass police officer don't understand. He's a global icon. You got Alexander Usyk, who is a Ukrainian, telling you who the best boxer is. A Ukrainian. It's a white dude. Telling you, no, I'm not the best boxer in the world. Terence Crawford is the best boxer in the world. People in Ukraine know who this guy is. People in Russia know who this guy is. People in Mexico know who this guy is. People in the Caribbean, in Latin America know who this guy is. This man is a global icon because he beat Canelo Alvarez. And his stock is way up there. You understand? So he's not a guy, he's not an ordinary person anymore. He cannot be treated. I want Timothy Bradley to hear this because Timothy Bradley, you never was that guy. So you don't understand the difference. Michael Jordan is not treated like everybody else out here. You and I, well, you are treated better than I am because you're also an elite person. and you run in elite circles. But you're not treated like Michael Jordan. You're not treated like Floyd Mayweather. And now Terence Crawford has separated himself from you, Timothy Bradley, from Andre Ward, from Alexander Usyk. Now Inoue, he's a different class of fighter now. By beating Canelo Alvarez, he became the cash cow of boxing. I love Canelo to death. Y'all know I'm a Canelo fan. But Canelo passed the torch to Terence Crawford. His status is unlike anybody else out here right now in the world of boxing. His status is on level with Floyd Mayweather, on level with Sugar Ray Leonard. Nobody fucks with Sugar Ray Leonard. Nobody can fuck with Sugar Ray Leonard. Police don't go to Sugar Ray Leonard and arrest him. And they certainly don't do traffic stops and point guns in his head. Not now. Because Sugar Ray Leonard has a totally different status. These guys are in a different sphere. Economically. White people consider them one of them. They talk secrets still to them and stuff like that. Because they're in a different bracket. They've ascended to a different bracket. But Terence Crawford, as humble as he is still staying among the people in Omaha, Nebraska. But he's in a totally different bracket to everybody else. Financially, he's in a different place. He's totally in a different place. That's what you have to understand. And as a result of that, nobody even comes close to Terence Crawford right now in terms of financial assets. Tank even said, I'm not the cash cow of boxing. I'm not the face of boxing. Tank even said that because he knows Terence Crawford has completely obliterated that idea. The face of boxing was Canelo Alvarez. Tyson Fury was on his way to being that. And then Usyk beat his ass. And Usyk is, bar none, one of the greatest boxers out there. All right? Alexander Usyk is a great boxer. Like I said, I'm not a racist out here. I'm not just about black people. You know, I love my black people, and they come first. As Floyd Mayweather said, because these are the people I know. So most of my friends are black, and so on and so on. Okay. As any race, you would think the people that look like you, and you would prefer to be around them first. Doesn't mean that you don't have other people, but it's just you have a lot in common. So you're gonna. But having said that, Terence Crawford is not an ordinary person. He's just not. He moves like an ordinary person because he wants to be amongst the people and in his community, etc. But this man is expensive. He's literally a brand and a commodity that people have invested money in. They've invested shears in him. You have to understand, this is not just a man walking here. That's why there's repercussions to what this officer did. This dude decided to stay closer to the people, have limited security detail, and this dumbass motherfucker. I can't emphasize it enough. White people know what I'm saying. This dumbass motherfucker wanted to jeopardize that. Okay? Y'all not understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is very serious. He's stupid. He's brazen. That made him dangerous. But see, he was dangerous in a point in time. If he had followed through with it, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't even care about the riots. The riots wasn't going to be the problem. Nah, it's the lawsuits and a lot of people would have disappeared, man. A lot of people from that Omaha City Police Department would have disappeared Nobody would have found their bodies because it's under cement or chopped up into a million pieces and distributed in different seas. Y'all have no idea what kind of people are involved in boxing. Y'all really don't know. Because if y'all knew, that officer would never have even dared to pull his pistol. He'd be listening, yes, Mr. Crawford. Okay, Mr. Crawford. Calling him Mr. Crawford. What do you like me to call you, Mr. Crawford? You want me to call you King Crawford? Oh, no, he'd be kissing Crawford's ass, man. He has no idea what's coming for his ass, does he? He has no idea his life is going to be a living hell from here on in. As I said before, I want the badge number. I want the ID number. I want to know where this man lives. I want to know where he breathes. I want to know where he sniffs. I want to know the last place he went to. I want to know where he eats at. I want to know everything about this guy. I don't think y'all understand. That's how these people think. What? Somebody pull it, and this had to be somebody in Omaha, Nebraska doing this, even though I'm sure several of them are already on it. Some people will do pro bono work on this. They'll be doing I don't think y'all understand what kind of shit this officer put himself in. That's why the white people will say, dumbass motherfucker. Dumbass motherfucker. I don't know who you think you are, buddy, but you in for it now. They coming for you. I don't think you understand the repercussions of this shit. These white people, I don't think they understand. You know, these are white hillbilly, not hillbilly, but gung-ho, gun crazy guys who trigger happy because they power drunk. And that goes for police all over the world. Y'all feel y'all's the law. Y'all are not the fucking law. You are the people to enforce the law. And when you're wrong, there's big repercussions to that. Big repercussions because you are the ones who are supposed to be responsible for upholding the law. You're not supposed to be breaching it. You're not supposed to be intimidating citizens, especially law-abiding citizens. And once we find out they're law-abiding, you are in shit. You're in deep trouble. So that enforcement of the law like that, apparently it's lacking in Omaha, Nebraska. The police department should be proud. I'm sure the department right now, they're in shame. Right now, they're reeling up in there. And if they proud about what they did, oh, boy. Well, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. They're going to have to look over their shoulder for the rest of their lives. You don't want to be doing that. Not out here. You know? So, I highlight this guy so y'all will know. Y'all will know. I want his ID number. I want his badge. I want to know who he's married to. I want to know their children. I want to know their children, if they got children. I want to know everything about this guy. That's how they think. The people? Oh, you're going to send a message to Terence Crawford? I got my money wrapped around this guy, and you want to fuck up my money? You want to fuck? Come here. Let me find out this guy. I want to know when he sniff, when he breathe, when he takes a dump. I want to know where he went. I want to know why. I want to know who's associated with him. I want to know everything about this guy. Give me all the information you got on this guy. I want to know everything about him. Y'all don't understand. It's a different day. It's a different play. It's a different time. You want to send a message to Terence Crawford. You know who the fuck you just put a gun? You put your gun, you pointed your gun at? Do you know who the fuck you just did that to? Oh, you gonna learn. You gonna learn who the fuck that was. Oh, you think it's just an ordinary nigga. Okay. You want to throw 300, 400 million down the drain by shooting somebody in the head? Motherfucker? That's if you do 3 or 4 more fights. You just want to blow that money? You just want to blow that money, huh? You know how much commerce and stuff you could just blow down. I don't think they understand. See, they don't understand the status of the guy. Oh, Crawford don't sell. And so that used to fly back in the day. Not when he's a cash cow now. That shit don't fly now. He a money man. Don't let his humble bearings fool you. I don't want to hear nobody sending no death threats to this guy or anything like that. Because if you start doing that shit, we're gonna trace your call. I'm gonna find out who you are, and we will visit you at your house. Cause you brave, y'all brave when you're anonymous. You brave. I know you motherfuckers out there. You brave and you racist and all that shit when nobody knows who you are. That's why the Ku Klux Klan, they had to wear what? What? Yeah, they had to wear masks. And then when nobody know who they are, they're fucking cowards, bitch. They didn't want nobody visit them at their homes and target them. But see, this is a different day. It's a different time. And you fuck with the wrong person. You done went and fucked with the wrong person. Dumbass fucking guy. You fucking idiot. Those white people are like, this fucking idiot. I already know what the white people be saying. They be like rolling their eyes as fucking fool. You done fucked yourself over. Because they done already see the play already. They knew this was going to go down. Because this ain't happening again. This is not going to happen again. All right? Trust me, it's not going to happen to Terence Crawford ever again for the rest of his life. It's not going to happen again. That was his one chance. That little dumbass white guy. You famous now. You going to be famous, bro. Pointing a gun at Terence Crawford. You ain't scared of me. I ain't scared of your dumbass. I know you're a coward. You pull that gun because you afraid. You scared. It was scared. You said, I'm scared. I don't want to get no return fire, so I pull my gun. You're a scaredy ass little white motherfucker. You're a clown. It's clowns like you that dangerous because you pop off people just like that. You just pop off somebody. The person's dead, and then you make excuses, and you move on your way, and you feel empowered by that. So you can pop off another, because I'm pretty sure this officer pulled his gun on many other people, but there was nobody's. Nobody knew them. So you got away with it. You got away with that shit. Or some of them was criminals, and even though they didn't do anything wrong, you popped their motherfucking ass. Because they're criminals, right? They're bad people, so I'm free to pop their ass. So you pop some of them. I know how this go. That ain't your first rodeo where you pull a gun on somebody. See, pulling the gun make you powerful. Oh, I got a gun. I can pull a gun on somebody. It don't make you powerful to me. Make you a little weakling. You need a gun to assert yourself. You can't assert yourself in a conversation with a man to man. You had to pull a gun like a coward. You don't even have strategy. You right in front of the guy. Somebody in the backseat could have popped your ass. If they really had a gun in that car and it was illicit and they felt like stirring up shit and running cowboys and Indians, all they really had to do was pop your ass in the head. Pop you. And let it all go off. Crackers everywhere. Dumbass. You don't even have the right positioning. Look, this woman's taking a picture of you. She has a clear shot at your head. You get popped. Pop. That's it. You dead. Because you busy focusing on Terence Crawford. Dumbass motherfucker. Dumbass motherfucker. So, like I said, police officers need to be smart. There's a way to approach a vehicle so that the man had to turn all the way around to shoot you. You know, you roll up on the side of the vehicle. You know, you roll up on the side of the vehicle. Right? And another thing, an officer, the real ones, they have a presence. Real officers have a presence. And they're able to detect when something really could be going south and shady, and when something's for real. The real officers who have dealt with people time and time again know how to proceed properly. The ones that are out of timing, don't know how to be calm, don't know how to handle situations, they're usually on an agenda anyway. Those out of timing officers like this asshole here, well, those guys usually start things they cannot handle. They're the ones who trigger happy all the time. And trust me, that officer there, his shelf life is very short. Back in the day, you start playing cowboys and Indians with real gangsters and real criminals. Oh, they light your ass up. You wasn't gonna survive. As soon as you pulled your weapon, that's it. They're not waiting. They're not thinking twice. They will light your ass up. And we're gonna start a shootout. Right? And we would have heard officer so-and-so down, he dead. Because you dumb. You really are stupid. You don't know how to approach people. You do not know how to talk to people. You do not know how to be calm. Because when you're calm, that's when you can perform at your best. Anything start to pop off, you can see it clearly and you can handle the situation very clearly. The moment you get hyper and you have to shout at people and all this shit, raise your voice and you still get hyper, you ready to pull your arm and use it, that's the moment you've done already lost, bro. Real gangsters, real criminals, hardened criminals, don't light your ass up. You wasn't getting an opportunity to do what you was doing. You wasn't going to have an opportunity to do what you're doing. So you knew that this situation, you already probably sized it up and realized these people wasn't going to do you nothing. You probably knew who the people were as well. Terence Crawford. You knew who he was. So you was trying to send a message to Terence Crawford. You were trying to shake him up. And if things really get bad, you was going to kill his ass. You was going to execute him right there. Either way, it really don't matter. You still jump from the frying pan into the fire by that one stupid action. You have irreversibly made your life and the people you love life. You've jeopardized everybody, you know. You just jeopardized everybody's life. You don't even understand what you just did to yourself. You are going to learn the repercussions of that as time rolls along. It really doesn't matter if Terence Crawford was black or white. We're not looking at that anymore. The world looks at green. They look at paper. They look at the currency. They look at the value of the person. Unfortunately, this world is based on economic status as well as race and color. But money trumps color any day, man. Money trumps color any day. And the dude's fiscal status, your fiscal status don't even, this dude can buy neighborhoods. Okay? There are people who invested in this dude. That's what you have to understand. Very, very wealthy people. So when you do this, you're fucking up their money and you're fucking up money that I don't even want to go there, but the underworld. But the underworld also bet on this dude. Vegas is made of people, a lot of people from the underworld. The crime world. And they may have taken a liking to Terence Crawford. And you just stirred them up. So you need to know what you're doing, ninja. You need to know what you're doing. You know? You need to know what you're doing. You just put a bullseye on your back. I wouldn't be surprised if I hear that the same officer, Either he's without a job or he's disappeared. He disappeared. He can't be found. It wouldn't be surprising to me, because this is the way how these people think. I just said it. What? He did what? Who? Okay, I want to know everybody involved. I want to know the badge number, the ID number of the officer. I want what Omaha City Police Department. I want to know the chain of command. I want to know if he was given instructions to do this. I want to know everything about this. But that's the first thing they're gonna do. That's the first thing they're gonna do. If these people have a liking to Terence Crawford, especially in the underworld, they do their own private investigation on the situation. They're not waiting. They got the money, the funds, everything. It don't even have to be somebody from the underworld. It could be somebody who's prominent in the business world who decide to find out everything they need to find out and then operate the suit. Okay? So that officer may have thought, and maybe the several other officers, that they had Terence Crawford's life in their hands, and they sent him a message in Omaha, Nebraska, that this is their town. They might have thought that that's what they were sending, but they better think again. And maybe they're not clear on what they just did. You did a checkers move on a chessboard. Checkers moves on chessboards don't work out well. You wasn't thinking. Like the white people would say, you a dumb motherfucker. You're a dumb motherfucker. Okay? You wasn't thinking it all the way through. You should have. But you didn't. Because you didn't understand what you was dealing with. You thought you were sending a message to a star black athlete. But you see, you didn't understand that this star black athlete is associated with many very wealthy, very rich white people. So you probably didn't understand that. You didn't understand this is the Michael Jordan of boxing today. You wouldn't do that shit with Michael Jordan. Why the fuck you trying to do that with Terence Crawford? Okay? So if you wouldn't fuck with Michael Jordan like that, don't fuck with Terence Crawford like that. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I said, no. I said, no. Okay? You wouldn't fuck with, well, you did fuck with Floyd Mayweather. You did fuck with him. You did fuck with Floyd Mayweather in Las Vegas. You did. You fucked with Floyd Mayweather. I remember he went to prison for something. Okay? You fucked with him. Fine. But you didn't fuck with Michael Jordan. You didn't fuck with Scottie Pippen. You didn't fuck with what's his name? Magic Johnson. You ain't been fucking with those guys. Okay? So if you're not fucking with them, and I know you want to fuck with them, I know you want to find a way, but see, they're protected by certain white people who say, if you touch them, I'm gonna erase you off the planet and everybody like you. So you can't. That's why you ain't gone up to them and tried to do anything with them as yet. Because they're protected. And what you don't understand is that those same people are going to now come after you. Okay? Y'all got P. Diddy, right? Y'all got almost every black, you got Kobe, y'all got Kobe. Y'all couldn't get Michael because Michael was protected. And Michael gambled like a motherfucker. But in his gambling, he associated himself with some underworld people who protect him. So they took his father out, but you can't just take him out. You understand? So understand what it is you're dealing with before you try to step up to the plate and start talking shit to people and start doing some reckless shit that you will regret for the rest of your fucking life. You dumbass motherfucker. And I'm just speaking as a white person, even though I'm black. That's what the white people be saying right now. They be like, this dumbass motherfucker. Know your place, motherfucker. You know? I almost blew the whole fucking joint apart. This dumbass motherfucker. We need to teach this motherfucker a lesson. Dumbass motherfucker. Almost fuck up the money. All right? Yeah. So don't forget, if you find out this information, please blast it all over social media. This man's ID, his badge number, his driver's license and plate, if you can get that. Get his information and put it all over social media. Let them know who's the guy that drove the gun on Terence Crawford. They're going to try and hide it, but you can find it. I'm sure you can. Do it. Let them know you're not the only person who can send a message out here. The people can send a message back to you. You fuck with Terence Crawford, just like if you fuck with Ibrahim Traore, if you fuck with the people in the Sahel region, if you fuck with a black leader that we find is for the people, not just black people, but all people. Just like how they're trying to fuck with Palestine and they're learning the hard way. All these Zionists, they're going to learn the hard way that the world don't like that shit. Nah, we don't like that shit. You might have bought out our leaders and stuff, but we don't like that shit. And we coming for your ass. You have to send a message to these motherfuckers that they out of line. That no, that ain't normal. Your system ain't normal. Police supposed to look out for the citizens. That's why the citizens don't like the popo. And more, even white people, black people, Asian people, Mexican people, generally speaking, keep on seeing the popo in a negative light. Now, if you're in the communities and stuff, and don't get me wrong, popo being saved in my life. I've been saved by my life, but been saved from a robbery from my own black people by the popo. So I'm not saying that the popo is necessarily a bad thing, but I'm just saying though, or that you do bad things all the time. These kinds of officers in the popo give the popo a bad name. And the people, generally speaking, have a negative view of the popo. They see them as oppressors. And why they call it popo? Because they popo, cowboy and Indians. Popo. That's why we call them the popo. They trigger happy. Trigger happy motherfuckers. They're ready to shoot for anything. I was just joking yesterday with a brother who's in his 60s. He said the popo was seeing a guy running in my country now. They saw the dude running through a crowd of people and stuff. And instead of finding out why he was running, they shot him dead. Yep. They shot him dead. And when we found out why, that the dude was innocent and he was running because he was trying to get to a certain place on time. What did Pope say? Oops, my bad. Fuck is that, man? I was in my community and there was this dark-skinned guy. I'm dark-skinned, but the dude was darker than me, okay? Young guy. He and another guy. It was the afternoon. And so we were talking and he saw a car. There was a lady in a car, a green car on the road. And he knew where she was going. So he sped off to catch the car. And his friend, who was much lighter complexion than me, he looked like a Puerto Rican-ish looking guy. He stood up and he said, "Why are you running?" And he said, "I want to catch him. And so the other guy walks off. And I just see this plain vehicle, like like a wagon, pull up on the side of me and say, where they going? Where they going? What do you do? What do you do? I said, nothing. It was police, right? Plainclothes police. And the police officer, like, he was ready to chase down the guys, thought probably they robbed me or something, and they speeding off. And he just swooped in, and I'm like, God damn. And I said, no, man, them guys, they not nothing. There's nothing here going on here, officer. Dude, I don't know why police are wired like that. I get that you monitoring situations, you watching the different things. And yes, earlier on this year, I almost got robbed and the police intervened, and it was a blessing. And I mean intervene with guns drawn. The first thing they do is they draw their gun, bro. They don't play like that. And the guys that were robbing me, they took off and they left. They didn't rob me. But the point is that I'm making is that police shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? And there are times where that is just absolutely unnecessary. We've had some unnecessary deaths for innocent civilians because the police size up the situation without figuring out what's going on first. You got to know what's going on first before you can take action. You don't know. So if I decide to just spontaneously sprint off from wherever I am because I was talking to somebody and take off, they going to chase me down and shoot me out? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So I don't know how these police get trained or what their training is. It's one thing when you're dealing with hardened criminals who can return fire and there's shooting going on. It's another thing when you're going in and just assassinating people just like that, when they have no firearms or anything to fire back at you, or you even go to a criminal's place and you just rain bullets on their ass and kill them out. You know, you go for an execution then. You go to execute people. Again, that's crazy. That's mafia-like. That's gangster-like. That's not legal. You got to go in there, you announce X, Y, and Z, tell them come up with their hands up. They then come up, they're surrounded, they come with their hands up, and they want to play cowboys and Indians. It's a totally different story. Tell them you have a warrant for their arrest, blah, 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 blah. Okay? They choose to return fire, well, then it's over then. But it's another story when you roll up to a place and just start shooting the place down and just executing people. That's illegal. That's mafia-like. That's gangster-like. You know? And too many times when I hear about police, whether it's in the United States or in other countries, the police will give you an official story, but then when you look, they're not doing things by the book. Especially in corrupt countries like Colombia, Latin America. Let me not call names. Let me leave that out. Where you know there's a lot of corruption going on. And sometimes, yeah, they're all criminals, but either a criminal about to rat out something or that criminal has overlived his usefulness, and the police just come in and execute that person because they're no longer necessary. In some countries, I'm not going to name names right now, the police literally run the illicit trafficking campaigns that happen. So you have to ask yourself many, many questions, my friend. Many, many questions about the police. So when people talk about the popo in a negative light, it's because they realize that the popo don't look like he always serving the interests of the citizens, right? And just because your economic bracket might be poor doesn't make you subject to the popo, or you in a supposedly crime-infested area. That doesn't mean that the popo shouldn't be looking out for the innocent civilians in the midst of that. Because a crime-infested area, the criminals don't make up the majority of the population. They're usually a minority. Why does the majority of the population have to pay for a minority in it? And these are the problems that we deal with. And then people in these areas now, they get arrested for all kinds of stupid shit. Some of it had trumped up charges. You just get arrested out of the clear blue sky. This is not right. These are injustices based on economics and based on race, appearances, etc. And this is not fair. This is not righteous. If a man like Terence Crawford chooses to stay and live amongst his people, in the same area as his people, proud of his heritage and so on, he's not looking to live in some uptown area or some wealthy suburban away from his people. He's choosing to live amongst his people, represent his people. That's an admirable thing. But what police need to understand, and law enforcement and all the people around him need to understand, just because I'm living amongst you don't mean I'm on your level. And that's what a lot of people fail to understand. This man is not your ordinary Joe. Economically speaking, from an accomplishments point of view, he's not an ordinary guy. And that's what I think the boxing world and everybody has to come to terms with. This man's a living legend. And he may move in such a manner that, he relates with the common folk in the area. And that's all well and good. But you gotta understand, just because he's accessible like that to the common folk, because he can get high-class security, he can start going on airplanes. He could literally not be on the road. The police don't even have to, or never have to arrest him. He don't even have to drive again another day in his life. He could revolve it in circles where he never have to come in contact with the police at all. He can move like that. But he's chosen to move in a manner that's accessible to the people. That people see him, could see him, get inspired, touch him, see him in the gym, see him every day. That's an opportunity of a lifetime. This man is humble like that. So he's put himself at risk by being, the police could be, target him, etc. He's putting himself in risk way. He don't have to be there. And that is why what has to be put in place for him, because he's not Timothy Brad, he's not Andre Ward, he's none of those guys. He on another plane. Y'all have to understand that this dude is on another level now. Right? And I love Andre Ward, I love what he's doing for boxing and everything. But Crawford's on a level above him now. He on the Mayweather level. Okay? He on the Michael Jordan level. He just put himself there. You understand? He's on that level. He on the Sugar Ray level. Okay? These are guys you don't just walk up to and try and, do something stupid like this police officer did and the people with him. You don't do that. You don't fuck with these guys. You don't fuck with their money. I don't care where they are. I don't care what they're doing. Criminals don't mess with them. And police, you're not supposed to mess with them. And don't tell me about police on your side in the city. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. The police better be on your side in the city, because you would have to send that message to the police to stay in line. I don't care what your personal feelings are. You got to stay in line. I could buy out the city police. I could buy out your company. Okay? I'm different. The power I have and the purchasing power I have, I could buy you out. I could buy out the city council. I could buy the town. I could buy a town in Omaha. I buy several towns in Omaha. This is the difference. This is the difference. This is the guy you're dealing with. Okay? So you don't mess with people like that. He's extremely powerful, in other words. And a lesson has to be sent to this dumb motherfucker and all associated with him, including the police department of Omaha. You get in fucking line. You get in line. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you stay in line. Okay? This is not about befriending anybody. This is not about being friends. Okay? From an economic standpoint, you play motherfucking ball, or you get out the fucking game. You know? That's the message needs to be sent. Because this must never, ever, ever happen again. Okay? Ain't no officer supposed to be shaking down that man. He should never have a problem with the police ever again in his career. Ever, ever in his life. Ever. They see him. Hi, Mr. Crawford. How you doing, sir? Oh, it's you, Mr. Crawford. Oh, sorry, sir. Oh, don't worry. Can I get your autograph, please, sir? That's how it's supposed to go down. I don't give a fuck if you're racist or not. You see that man, you better start smiling. And you better ask him for his autograph. So I cooked on this. Like I said before, these guys hide behind anonymity. That's what they hide behind. They ain't gonna pull that shit if they know somebody will come after their ass and check them. Let me tell you how. Jesus, boy, these guys have no idea, do they? They have no idea what kind of evil is out in this world and how people don't like you messing with their livelihood. There's people who want to eat on this situation. They do their own little localized little gambling spots, and people win money off of this guy. You go fucking up this guy, you fuck up their money. And off of that simple situation, those guys could come looking for you because they got nothing. They underworld. They faceless. You think you faceless? They faceless. Oh, you fucking up my money? Okay. All right, you gonna fuck up my money, huh? All right. You gonna fuck up my you gonna fuck up my living. You gonna fuck up my meal. Okay, motherfucker. All right, motherfucker. I'm gonna handle that. I'm gonna make you realize you never do that ever again. And if you don't play ball, oh man, we're gonna finish your ass. We're gonna finish you. That's how some people out here are. And since they know bodies just like you, while you will make front page news that you dead, or you buddy somewhere, and your family's buddy somewhere, you will make front page news. That faceless motherfucker disappears into thin air. You never know who killed you. And you go, all the police service diligently searching when this motherfucker don't even come from Omaha. I don't think you guys understand. Do you know what hitmen are? Professional hitmen. You know what it is to organize a hit on somebody? Do you understand what the mafia is? Yeah, they work with the CIA. Yes, they work with the FBI and other NSA and all these other agencies. But I'm just saying, they also have their individual goals. I don't think boxing is one of the most corrupt sports in the world. In the world. And it's corrupt people have their money in boxing all the time. And you know what it is to fuck up somebody's money? You know what it is to fuck up the money people betting on a certain fighter? No one that's showing money? Because this is what's going to happen. If Crawford fights the next 3 or 4 or 5 fights, people are going to bet money on him, win their money, and make millions. Because they're going to put millions to make millions. They're going to put big money on this dude. They about to put big money on this dude. The reason why this dude, why Turkey Al-Sheikh could offer this guy, say he might 80 million every next fight, or 60 million, or 100 million on the next fight, depending on what kind of fight it is because they're going to be a pot of money. Yeah, Turkey going to put up some of the money, but there's also people who are going to invest in this dude on the betting stage big money on this dude to get returns. One of the things that makes boxing fun, just like horse racing, is the fact that you can gamble and bet on people. It's a big business, huge business. Make billions of dollars off of it. So when you go and fuck up somebody's money like that, not to mention the people who unofficially have their own little betting thing going on. When you go and fuck up that, a lot of people gonna be pissed off at you. If you threaten to fuck that up and you didn't go all the way and fuck it up, oh, you bet your ass people are gonna come to check you and put you in line. And this has nothing to do with Terence Crawford being aware of these things. He, as a boxer, probably has nothing to do with that, but it's the people investing in him that make that a problem. The people who like him, I don't even have to have met the guy. I just like the guy. I get pissed off that you went and tried to almost kill the guy. It felt like you were threatening the guy. It's like, I like the guy. And I gamble on the guy. I win my money on the guy. I'm happy about the guy. I like what he's doing for Omaha. I like how he's bringing this positive spin on Omaha, putting Omaha on the map and all this shit. And I just personally don't like what you're doing. So I come with my boys. I say, well, let's hire a hitman and let's just take this motherfucker out. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's send a message to this motherfucker. You don't have to point a gun to this guy. And you just smoke the guy. You smoke him. You smoke his family. You smoke his cousins, you smoke his extended relatives, you smoke his grandmother, you smoke everybody. Just to let everybody know, if you ever touch this guy again, I'm gonna smoke out everybody. That's all it takes. All it takes is an organized group of people coming together and saying, you know what, ask that motherfucker, he's a fool. And it's the end of the story. And that will send a message to Omaha, it will send the police department, it will send a message to everybody. Don't fuck with this guy. You even think about doing something to him, we're going to smoke your ass out. We're going to smoke everybody out. I'm going to smoke everybody. It don't take much. And underworld people, as we all know, they like sending messages. They like putting people in check. They like to be felt as a hero. Oh, everybody looking at me, this dude just got smoked, and, they don't have a problem with that. So I don't know what this officer was thinking in his small little mind. I don't understand it. You so hateful and jealous that you're going to do something so extreme in a world where when you're on a chessboard, something's protecting something. You didn't realize that Terence Crawford was protected by something besides the most important one, which is protected by God. You didn't realize that he was protected by elements that you have no control over that could just destroy you. You didn't realize that? Bigger than you by miles. Small town thinking, man. Small energy, small dick energy, small town thinking. Thinking you's the big dog in the town because you's the officer of the law and you think your police department backs you and you think your president backs you or some shit like that. Your president don't run the country. Special interests run the country. Corporations, the stock exchange, Wall Street runs the country, motherfucker. And guess who's part of Wall Street? Terence Crawford. He got stuck there. So in short, Terence Crawford is the guy that runs your country. Dumbass motherfucker. You dumbass motherfucker. These guys don't know what they doing. If you know what really is going on, you humble yourself. And you do what you need to do as an officer of the law. You may not like the dude, but you better give him respect. Because, homie, if you're going to try and play a gangster out here, better know what you're doing. Otherwise, your shelf life is going to be very, very short. You think you a real killer out here? You better know what you're doing. Because the shelf life on killers out here who don't know what they're doing is very, very short. Anyways, that's what I got to say.